Hey, this is Taylor Wilson. I play soccer for South Doyle, and this is the No Playbook podcast.
All right. Thanks so much for checking out the show. This is the podcast featuring the outstanding athletes, coaches, and experts from East Tennessee. My name's Casey, and I was actually reached out to recently by somebody from FC Alliance, good friend, Josh Gray. And he says, Casey, you do a lot of episodes featuring Tennessee soccer players or other folks that are from like a high school in Knoxville that have moved on to big D1 schools. So what if you kind of make it more of a monthly soccer spotlight for Knoxville and East Tennessee? So I said, you know what? I'm going to do that. So we're starting that today. At the very least, I'm going to be doing one soccer episode every single month. Sometimes might be even a little bit more, but that was my sport in high school. And I've just always loved it. So I love learning about some of the upcoming talent here in the area. Today, Taylor Wilson, fantastic soccer player from South Doyle High School, actually won a state championship. I think it was the first ever for the high school there at South Doyle. They won last season. I got to interact with Taylor at the Mayor Jacobs Night of Champions last May. That was very cool. Also, I'm good friends with Taylor's parents. So this was a very cool experience for me to have my friend's kid on the show. So very cool. He's such a good young man. Outstanding soccer player, of course. He has several offers that he's currently considering for playing at the next level for his soccer career. Hasn't made a decision yet. But in this episode, we talk a little bit about that recruiting experience and, of course, his South Doyle state championship. And he shares something that very few people know about him. This episode is sponsored by Stinnett Collision. If you're in need of automotive repair, give them a call at Stinnett Collision. I'll get to Taylor Wilson right after this. Sit tight.
Hi, I'm Zach Stinnett, third-generation owner of Stinnett Collision. As a proud supporter of Tennessee athletics, we know that every game counts. When a collision puts you out of play, we're here to get you back in the game. Family-owned since 1965, Stinnett Collision now has locations in Maryville and Sevierville. With double the space and a team of certified technicians, we'll tackle your repairs and get you back on the road in no time. Don't let a collision sideline you. Visit Stinnett Collision today.
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Good. So you're just getting back in town?
Yes, sir.
What was that trip?
So I went to Orlando, Florida with my parents and my sister and just our family vacation. We don't travel a lot, so we were able to go down to Universal Studios and stay a few nights.
Yeah. What was the best ride?
Definitely the Jurassic Park one. I think it was called the Velocicoaster. Like, it was hands down.
Yeah. I'm taking my family to Disney this coming up summer. So they're watching videos, trying to decide which rides the 5-year-old is the one that's like, I want to do all of them. We're like, sorry, buddy, you're not tall enough.
Oh yeah. That was definitely a fear with my sister, but I mean, she loved every bit of it. We loved every bit of it. And heck, we've even talked about Disney for next year. So we're kind of making plans. We're thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, that's great, man. I appreciate you joining the show. I see your 6-string back there in the background.
Yes, sir. There's actually 2 back here.
Okay.
So this one right here, this was my first one. And I got that probably close to a year and a half ago. And it was a gift from my dad's buddy. His name's Joel Money up in Nashville. And then
his name is Joel Money?
Joel Money, yes, sir.
That's a fantastic name, first of all.
Oh, I love it. And then this one right here is the one that my dad had got me for my 18th birthday.
Yeah. What do you like to play?
Man, I play everything. Country, pop, definitely a lot of worship. I would say country and worship are definitely my top 2.
That's great. I'm glad you're playing those. See, you got the capo on there.
Yes,
You've
sir.
clearly been playing something recently. So jumping right into it, you won a state championship last year. We talked about it very, very briefly at Mayor Jacobs' event last year, but kind of just tell me about that whole experience.
Man, it's something I'll never forget. First and foremost, just very thankful to God just for the opportunity, just to live, just to be able to ride the ride, I guess is the best way I could put it, because it really was an up and down roller coaster, kind of like we were talking about earlier. It was an experience that not a lot of people really saw us being in, like outside of South Knoxville, because South Doyle, for my whole high school career, we had been first rounded in district twice in games that I think we should have won, and we know we should have won, but we just haven't had our best outings. And then we were just able to overcome the odds. I would always joke with my buddy on the team. I joke with Jonah Mitchell and I joke with Turner Williams that we were really the mighty ducks of just the run. Like we were the team that we knew that we could be there. We knew we were skilled enough to be there. But not a lot of people saw South Doyle beating Station Camp in the state semifinal. Not a lot of people saw South Doyle getting scored on within the first minute against Greenville to come back to win 2-1. And we just knew that we could. And just under great coaching, under just great brotherhood that we had with the team, just be able to lift each other up and build each other up through all that adversity.
And you also executed the flying V, right?
Oh, I wish we did. We got it in the playbook for this year, so hopefully we'll be able to bring it out once. Man, I wish.
I'd love to see that on a soccer field.
Yes, sir. That'd be amazing. Just have our keeper just kick it up. We just all run out, and then we just disperse and somehow find the back of the net.
So what about this season? It's your senior year at Lenore City. How are things looking?
Yes, sir. Senior season has been great so far. Not even just the season aspect, but also just the school aspect as a whole. Really just taking it in, really counting the blessings, just thinking, man, this is my last time I get to do a lot of things, especially the whole soccer side. And I think just transitioning that to the classroom as well. Like we were able to, for South Doyle, 4 of our seniors, me included, along with Landon Walker, Turner Williams, and Jonah Mitchell, we were able to achieve top 10 honors for our graduating class, which is the top 10 GPAs just across all of the class of 2025. And we actually have Turner and Jonah tying for valedictorian.
You say you've got 2 teammates that are tied for valedictorian. That's impressive.
Yes, sir. Jonah Mitchell and Turner Williams.
That's fantastic. Now,
yes, sir. And
when looking at the next level, I know you've been talking with some folks starting your recruiting process. How's that going so far?
Recruitment has been awesome. Enjoying every second of it. I would say I'm in major talks and have serious interest in about 3 to 5 schools, but I've really been prioritizing being on campus, being just on location, being able to meet the coaching staff, being able to even meet some teammates. I was just out at, I've been at a few practices. I've been at a few ID camps at certain places, but really just finding the community aspect throughout the school and the soccer side just has really been helpful for me.
Is there anything that you are kind of prioritizing when it comes to where it is? Like I know one of the schools you were speaking to was in Kansas. Is it proximity to home? Is it coaching style, playing time, anything like that?
I would definitely say proximity to home is a little bit because obviously, and I mean, she'll hate that I say it, but always got to have a worried mom. Like she doesn't want me to go that far. But I would say that isn't the biggest issue. I would say the biggest thing for me is just a coach that has trust in me like I would have trust in the program. Just someone who could invest time and invest the effort into me as I'm going to give him on the field, and just a great sense of community around me with the teammates and just allowing me to really find home through whether it's on the field or in the dorm room with the rest of the guys.
Well, that's great. I know that was, a thing when I was going through my recruiting, just kind of looking at, what are you looking for? And then eventually I decided I just want to go be with my buddies at UT. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, so I wish you the best of luck in that whole process. And I'm going to be, of course, following it on social media. Now, I sort of mentioned this to you at one point, but I'm talking with some folks at FC Alliance. They kind of came to me with the idea of having at least a monthly segment that's kind of like a soccer spotlight for East Tennessee. And not trying to step on the toes of my friends that do the Knox Soccer podcast, but really just kind of sharing some of the specific news and real goings on, not just some fans talking about, they went to the one Knox game and whoopity-doo, they won. What do you think is important for folks as you kind of grew up in the club system here in Knoxville? Are there any important aspects that you think the community needs to know?
I would really say just it's a lot of fun. Like a lot of people look over just kind of like the whole aspect of community with it. Like some of my best friends and my guys have been with me all the way since Blunt United, all the way at 6 years old. And just, I really just think that the community aspect of club soccer and just the growing community of it. Like we have, obviously, like you said, we have one Knox now. We have, they're branching into the pro divisions, which I think is amazing. And I just think there's so much opportunity for soccer, like whether it's age 6 to age 18, like anyone that wants to be involved with soccer through youth, even in adult leagues, like their opportunities here, like it's coming and it's growing continuously.
You were so you were part of Blunt United, and then am I right? Were you with the Reds?
So originally I was, from the farthest I can remember, it was Blunt United, and then we went to Emerald for a little bit, and then we branched out to Knox Reds, and then we came back to Emerald.
Right. And those experiences were great for you.
Oh, absolutely, yes, sir. It, like I mentioned earlier, my best friends, those guys that I mentioned earlier, Jonah Mitchell, Turner Williams, and Landon Walker, like that's how I met Jonah, was him coming to play goalkeeper for us at Emerald and around age probably 8th grade. And just those bonds that I was able to make with those guys, and even some of my coaches I still keep in contact with, they still come to high school games. Like I'm just able to reflect on that and think, man, I've got some real brothers, I've got some real great mentors, and they've really helped shape me to be the player and just the man that I am today.
Is there a coach along the way that really stuck with you? Some words that he gave you, or something super inspirational?
I would say Gabe Walker is definitely one. I'm very fortunate that he gets to be my high school coach as well, because that's basically been another father figure in my life. Like on the field, he's been my coach all the way from Emerald to, and then he took a little break as he went to coach the Lady Keys because he couldn't coach club with us. But then I was able to get him on the, or we were able to get him with the South Doyle staff. And just, I would say most inspirational thing is just not overthinking like every opportunity and just not overthinking every mistake that you make on the field. He's really helped me just be the man that I am today, kind of have the goldfish mentality, like Ted Lasso would say, just being a goldfish, just knowing to put your 110, your 110% out on the field every time, and just know that it's a blessing to go play.
Yeah. I do love the Ted Lasso references.
Yeah, yes, sir. That's definitely a big focal point in the Southfield program. I remember last year we also had the barbecue sauce warm-up shirts.
Yeah, barbecue sauce. And even at my full-time job, somebody shared recently the clip about the dart scene, about ask questions,
Yeah,
and
yes,
don't make
sir.
assumptions kind of thing. So just talk about really in any industry, like that's such an important, I guess, mentality.
Yeah, yes, sir. I believe the quote was, "Be curious, not judgmental." It's one of
That's
my
right.
dad's favorite quotes ever. And our head coach right now at South Doyle, named Sam Mitchell, his he just embodies that every single time, like
Right.
wherever he goes.
I'm remembering the first time I met you, Taylor. It was at Dick's House of Sport, and I think it was. Were you there to meet Alvin Kamara?
I think it was.
Yeah, I
Yes,
remember
sir.
seeing you guys in the line. I was like, oh, there's Dustin Wilson. So yeah, but you guys that was a cool event, and so it was a lot of fun to be a part of a lot of the things over there. Have you ever played in a match on that field?
I have not. Every once in a while, I would go out there with my dad and just do a little practice, or when me and a few buddies are there and they have like the free play areas, just being able to go mess around with other people there, just play some soccer, uh, have some great fellowship. But other than that, I haven't really done anything too much on that field. I mean, I've been in that store too many times, but spent too much money there. But
Yeah.
other than that,
I think they
I just
still
say just
have
having a great time.
I think they still have pickup soccer there. And that was the thing that it was funny. I kind of created this pickup league, and then pretty quickly had to step out because it was all these young whippersnappers. And I was like, I remember this one time this kid just was running circles around me, and I'm like, I'm gonna pull something. And I'm like, oh, you're really good. What year did you graduate? And whatever it was, he had graduated like 6 months prior from high school. I was like, okay, that's why. Yeah, I'm in my 40s, and this kid is a young guy. Anyway, but it's a lot of fun. And now some of the One Knox players will come out there and play. Some of the 865 Alliance players. There'll be kids from UT's club team. It's great competition, and it's just like a 40-yard field. So if you get a chance, I recommend it. It just gets hot on that turf field in the summer.
Oh yeah, yes sir. I mean, just even earlier, just like you mentioned, the One Knox guys coming out and the UT club team coming out. Just the sense of community that I think soccer kind of brings to Knoxville, just in general. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. So what's something that very few people know about you?
Something that very few people know about me. I would say, kind of back to the start of the call, talking about the guitar, I actually taught myself how to play guitar.
Interesting. Just videos and books, that kind of stuff?
Yes, sir. That's exactly what it was. It was funny enough when I first got the first guitar. I had not touched it for maybe 5 months of having it, and then just something snapped at me and was like, "Man, I really want to learn." So I just continuously watch YouTube videos, and there was a book or two in there, but I would really say YouTube and just websites and just looking at chord shapes just really propelled me to learn more and kind of wanted me to learn more. And then just more and more as I listened to just music in general, I was just like, man, that's stuff that I really want to play.
Heck yeah. Once you even learn like GCD, you can just play so many songs, and it just makes you feel really cool that you can
Oh, yes,
go through
sir.
that. Uh, Excellent. So now w- we've heard a lot of talk about and when Jonah was on and you guys were, last year with the mayor's event. I've heard some of the cool stories about the state championship game.
Mhm.
Just that whole experience going down in like 30 seconds time and coming back still to win. Outside of that, is there another unforgettable sports memory for you that when you're 80 years old, you close your eyes, you can picture perfectly?
I got two for you. One, I would say, was Chase McGrath, him having the game winning field goal against Alabama. I remember very vividly me and my dad staying up watching the game and just screaming our lungs out after he hit it and we won. And we saw the field rush and we saw everyone just flood it. I mean, we were singing Rocky Top till 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I would say my second would be kind of along the lines with the state championship. Going into it, a bunch of our teammates were dyeing our hair. And we were like, man, everyone did it, or a bunch of people did it before we had made it up there. And me and my dad agreed, like, man, what if we go out there and we lose? Like, then we just have dyed hair. And it kind of loses the significance. So we had made a deal that we were going to do it, like, if we won the state championship. And we ended up, as we know, we beat Station Camp. And I remember one of the first things that I had told him and that he had told me is that we're gonna dye our hair. Because obviously joking, not thinking anything serious of it, he met us back at the hotel. It was me, Jonah Mitchell, and his brother Isaiah. We had started the trend. He met us in our hotel room and we had our own little, I guess you call it the salon. Like we literally dyed our hair just with a box of bleach, and dad was actually really good at it. And it kind of inspired a few other guys. He probably dyed like anywhere from 5 to 6 guys' hair that night. And then
That's
just
great.
being able to even say like, man, then we went out that next day and won. And even just past that, like my senior pictures have me with blonde hair in it. Like my graduation photo in the yearbook this year will have me with blonde hair. And I'm just able to keep that book, keep that memory with me. And like you said, show hopefully when I have kids and when I have a family and when I branch out, just to think like, man, we won a state championship. I completely forgot that had that much impact just on senior year in a whole.
Hmm. Well, hopefully by the time that book comes out, the yearbook, you will have bleached hair again as you're in the playoffs again.
Oh, I've already made handshake bets that we're going to do it.
That's funny that you kind of started it like Farragut. I don't know if you know this. The Farragut baseball team every year bleaches their hair at the start of the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's a thing they've been doing for like 15, 20 years.
Man, that's awesome. I think it was my sophomore year as well. I know the Halls soccer team, a bunch of them had done bleach buzz cuts when they made their state run. So I definitely know that it's a very prevalent tradition, but I'm glad that we got to throw our own little South Doyle spin on it. I also did my research. I know, or don't, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I am among the lists that have been on the podcast more than once with Josh Dobbs.
There you go. There you go. There's just a couple. You're right.
Yes, sir. I mean, I will take being on a list with him like every day.
Yeah. I was actually just texting with him, Friday, but he's very involved in an organization called Girls Inc.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a organization that helps young women kind of get into the STEM field. Obviously, he's a NASA guy, so kind of introducing the STEM field to young girls because it's such a male-dominated industry. So through my job at my PR agency, we are trying to connect with them. So I was swapping some messages with him. He's such a good dude.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'm going to put this together and have it out in a couple weeks. Okay.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Taylor. Tell your folks to say what's up.